All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I'm your host, Ty Brownlow, and remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest. Today, we have BeyondSonny, all the way from BK, Brooklyn.
Yes, from Brooklyn.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to know if Brooklyn was in there. All right. Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn is in the house.
Brooklyn is in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let it be official. All right, we about to get into this, sir. Now, man, I've heard your music. I've checked out like a few videos. I'm really feeling Black Friends. I'm really feeling that video. I'm feeling the concept. I'm feeling all aspects of it. So let's just dive into that, for a second, if you don't mind.
Sure. First and foremost, thank you for having me, and thank you for watching the video. That means a lot to me. I think I wrote Black Friends around the height of the pandemic, sort of when that started and quarantine began in New York City. And, just seeing how I think Black and brown people were being treated throughout the whole pandemic, as well as what happened with like George Floyd, the case of Breonna Taylor rising back up, like just all the things that were going on during that time period. And, I have a lot of friends that I went to high school with, college with, and they were on Instagram just posting it, and I'm seeing it so much. Like there was so much trauma just through social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And for some reason, like I personally couldn't shake the trauma. Like I was like, if these people in these states are feeling this, I feel like I need to feel it too. So like I'd go on Twitter, I'd go on Instagram and just kind of dive in, see what the protests are looking at, like, just what that landscape was. So I really wanted to make sure that I was also involved because I couldn't physically fly over there. So I just wanted to really put that out on wax and see what that would translate into. I took a look around me and I noticed that like a lot of my friends, they were taking like their businesses serious. Like, my friends were diving into like the passions that they really, really wanted to dive into. Right. I'm not sure if that was because of the pandemic, just because of George Floyd, or just maybe we just realized that life is short and we really need to be doing what we want to do. So, I wrote that song and I just wanted the first half to sort of reflect on how I felt about not just hip hop, but, how Black and brown people are treated in society. And then also the latter half of it being like, but these are my friends that are actually like inspiring me to do this. And there is hope for like people like us to actually, navigate through society and do what we want to do.
I like that. You know what? Well, it plays out all through the video, like you can really tell, like it just plays out. So I'm glad you said, what you just said, because people go watch the video, you will understand what we're talking about, so you can get in on this conversation. Okay, all right. But moving on, like whose concept was it, like how we were going to shoot the video, like to come up like with the video? Were those your real friends in the video, things of that nature? Like, I mean, like how did all of this come like to play?
So first recorded the song. I recorded it maybe last year. I want to say like towards the end of the summer. Okay. And like sat with the song and, I sent it out to Chanel and my other publicist, Nikita, and they really loved the song. They were like, we got to shoot a video for this. We got to do something for this. I didn't really have that vision of doing a video. I was kind of like, I don't want to say scared to drop the song, but I was like, I don't know how this will translate to a larger like scale, a larger platform. So I didn't really think of pursuing like the video or really pushing the song, but they were like, no, this is a great song, we've got to do something with it. So I hit up my longtime like friend and partner, Stalin, who actually worked on another series with me and some other music videos. And he's like phenomenal. He's a great cinematographer. And we told him the idea that we wanted, and we wanted to incorporate a lot of like the people that I actually mentioned. So those are like my real friends.
Right.
And we've been friends since like high school, throughout college. So these are like actual people that I know that I shouted out. So we wanted to really highlight them. And Stalin wrote the treatment. He visualized it. He wanted to make an impact with the video. He wanted to make a statement, but he also wanted to show the latter half of that colorful world that I was sort of describing a little earlier. We started out with the black and white, sort of showing all of those statistics and what's been going on in the world, and just, what the conscious of somebody that's like getting up in the morning, turning on the news, sitting down, and just feeling all of that energy through the screen, and how can that be translated? So we were able to actually get that on the other half with the color, which was beautiful. Like I can tell you that I did not visualize that. Stalin visualized that. He wrote the treatment. He thought of the shot by shot frames, and we had a great team. My stylist was great, Passia, and director of photography, David. Like, we just had a great team. So I was fortunate enough to work with them.
Well, I'm just gonna say, man, shouts out to everybody who worked on the video, you know, who are all in the video. Like I said, I just feel the concept is dope. Okay, I mean, man,
I appreciate that.
Man, no, we give people flowers around here when they deserve their flowers. Okay, we don't care how old, how young. If you deserve them, you gonna get it. Okay, but I just like the message, man. I like how it was shot, and you know, just the fact that you shout, man, like these are people that you know. Like I'm not just shouting out random people, you know, like these are my friends, so I'm supporting them. And you know, like that's needed, you know, like we need to see more of that. And you know, you can just tell like the effort and like where it came from, like all that came from the heart, you know, all that came from the soul. So I love it. People, check it out. Black Friends. Yes, YouTube. BeyondSonny. I just hope. All right. Go run, check it out. Well, stay here first, but then after this is over, y'all go run, check it out. Okay. All right. But moving on, my next question. Now, I thought long and hard when I thought about this question, and I really wanted to ask somebody. And I'm glad I'm asking you. You know, you're from BK. All right. So I want to talk about old BK versus new BK when it comes to music. Okay. I'm from Chicago. All right. But I remember, you know, hip hop and music and things of this nature being something totally different when I was coming up into what it is now. A lot of great artists have come out of Brooklyn, you know, old and new. But I want to talk about old Brooklyn versus new Brooklyn musically, in your opinion. What's the difference between the two, in your opinion?
I think the main difference between old Brooklyn and new Brooklyn, I think it has to be the state of the world, right? Mm-hmm. I think when you had guys like Biggie, Jay, you know, if we sort of expand outside of Brooklyn, we think of like Big L, Nas, like all of these dudes that sort of encapsulated what New York was. Mm-hmm. I think there was a lot more, I want to say grit, or a lot more like, we had to make it out of this. Like, these situations were crazy. We didn't have social media. We were legitimately selling drugs on the street. We were legitimately being targeted by the police with no like video cameras to show, yo, this is what's going on. And I think a lot of the stories translated through the music, because there was a lot of pain and trauma, you know, with hip hop. Like, hip hop originated from, like, you know, the Bronx was burning. You had the Boogie Down Bronx, and, you know, what KRS-One was doing. So it came from a lot of trauma. And I think that sort of rooted back from like our African roots, or even slavery, when we were on plantations, singing to each other and just trying to get that melody out there. So I think it's sort of rooted from that. And I think now we're sort of more, I don't want to say we're more materialistic, because we still have people like Kendrick, Cole, we still have Nas out here, Jay-Z, but I think it's more tuned into lifestyle and perpetuating certain things that may not be the way everyone is living throughout the world, right? Because we're not all driving Lamborghinis or, you know, buying chains and stuff, although that's the lifestyle that's being perpetuated. But I think that's sort of like media and how they push mainstream hip hop, because we still have Royce the 5'9" and all these other lyrical artists that still exist. So I think it just needs to be balanced out.
Okay. You know what? I like that. And on top of, you know, he named, look at, you dropped some classics in there, so, you know, I mean, that's off the top. You cool with me, y'all.
I saw the other day you were wearing a MF Doom sweater.
Yeah.
So I saw that. So I was like, like I could tell that you were tapped into the sounds.
Oh man, man, like that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother day we can really have. But no, man, I really appreciate originality. I really appreciate good music, and I like people with messages. Like, for me personally, it's a lot of what you said as well, you know, like the difference between old Brooklyn versus new Brooklyn. But I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna take it a step further. The difference between old Brooklyn and new Brooklyn to me, and I've interviewed, you know, a couple of like, you know, other, you know, artists out of Brooklyn as well. I just think the style is different now. It's a little bit more universal than, you know, before it was just hardcore boom bap. Man, as you said, grit, you know, it had a certain sound. Like you knew it was this, you know. But the flip up and the change, and you know, I want to talk about things like Afro punk and festivals like that come, and you know, you have all these artists, you know, that come out and express themselves, and it's just like shaping the norm in a different way. You know, it's not the same old BK sound, this, that, and the other. You still have those that do it. Shouts out to them. Props out, man. No shade or nothing. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I mean, I like that, but sometimes in order to like, you know, keep going and expand, you know, you gotta like switch it up. You gotta change it up. And that's why, you know, I love your sound, and I just like, you know, just your message, you know, and just like, you know, like, man, like, you know, like it's like conscious, you know, but I'm gonna make it, man, you know, I'm gonna do me, but I'm gonna be conscious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. All right. So my next question I want to ask, basically is like your music. How does your music pretty much gel with like what's going on with the world right now? I know we already talked about Black Friends, but like, yeah, moving on from that, like, you know, how well, in your opinion, how would you say it gels with what's going on right now?
I think my music has a space where, you know, if you want to hear something that can get you through the day, you want to hear something that's inclusive, something that captures the, you know, the intersectionality of being Black, because not like just the fact that I'm Black, I'm also Caribbean. I also have a lot of influences from like reggae, calypso, soca music. So there's a lot of intersectionality there. And I want to sort of like push that through my music, whether it's through the lyrics or the production that I take on. But I also want my music to show that, you know, I'm here to actually rap. Because like growing up, like I've studied like, you know, Nasir, Kendrick Lamar, like J.Cole. Like I've studied like lyricists. And like I've always said that, you know, if I get into this game, or if I'm given the honor of like really being up there in the mainstream, like I want to make sure that I'm not losing that integrity of like, yo, like I'm here to like spit. Like I would like to be in the conversation of the greats, you know, and I would want that to translate through my music in some way, shape, or form. So I think just being honest and having that integrity in my music, and you know, I think I was always sort of like, I don't know if this will translate, if people would take on like my sound, but I'm starting to realize that it'll find the people when it finds them. So I'm just playing that patience game of just like, you know, if it hits you and you catch it at maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, then you can just get grabbed in and start to follow the journey.
Chess, my friend, it's chess. I mean,
yeah,
like you're describing chess. So like, but I'm glad, boy, look here. My heart is warm now. I'm telling you, people, my heart is warm over here. You know, like there's a future for the music. There's a future for the no, I mean, because that's like warm words, man. Like I love to hear, you know, young people, you know, man, like gravitate towards music like that. And not only, you know, yeah, you're making music, but not only are you making music, man, like this is my footprint on life that I'm giving you right here. So yeah, I'm young, but I got something to say. You know, man, look here. Nas was young as one. Look, the first time I heard Nas was on the Main Source album. And I was just like, whoa. Like, yeah, okay. I don't think you really should say stuff like that. But
yeah, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. Like he was saying things you know, that, like you know, a kid wouldn't really say.
So you know, right? So you know, man, I had to look around like, yeah, let me turn this off real quick, because you know my mom gonna be coming through the room. She gonna say some words, and I can't have that right now. You know, I'm young. But moving on. I want to talk about this Forbes feature. You know, like, you know, man, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I don't want to tell y'all, but, you know, man's in Forbes, you know, like, they put money and all that good stuff. So, you know, can you just tell us about your Forbes feature?
Sure. Like I mentioned earlier, my publicist, Chanel and Nikita, amazing publicists, 2 Black women, like, behind me and helping push, like, my sound and what I want to do. And they were able to get that Forbes feature. And I think that was one of like probably the first professional interviews that I've actually ever done in my musical career. So that was like a big step. It was surreal. I couldn't believe it. You know, just being able to like Google my name and see that like that pops up is like crazy. Sometimes I use it with my friends, like, yo, if you Google me, like you'll see that I'm in Forbes, like for real. But no, yeah, right. So it was humbling though, man. It was really humbling. It was great to see that people were interested, or a person was interested in what I'm doing. They had questions based off of me, which is, I think it's always hard to talk about yourself sometimes, because we always try to be humble and modest. But it was a great experience.
Hey man, nothing wrong with tooting your horn sometimes, you know. I mean, just don't go Kanye with it. I mean, but you know, nothing wrong with tooting your horn sometimes, you know. Hey, I'm just playing, Ye. I'm just playing, man. Look here, we both from the
Ye figuring it out. He's trying to navigate. He's trying to navigate.
That's a show for a whole nother day. Trust me, I'm working on the Kanye show, man. I'm already working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Anyway, moving
on. Fellow
Chi-Town brother, man, we gonna have that conversation, bro. So like, any current upcoming projects, like what should we be looking out for right now?
So I'm still gonna be releasing some singles, hopefully like 1 or 2 every month for the rest of the year. I am working on a project right now, and I'm probably gonna release that on like later half of the year when fall kind of hits. But right now I just want to keep building traction, keep, you know, building out my support base and letting people know that I'm multiverse. Like, I can do Black Friends, but I can also do something else. So I want to let people know that. So I still want to build that up, but definitely a project is in the works. More music videos, more music, just a lot more in the works.
All right. Hey, not the last time you've seen BeyondSonny, ladies and gentlemen. There's more BeyondSonny to come. He just told y'all what it is. The man was in Forbes. Come on now, stop playing. Support this brother. All right. So before we get out of here, sir, well, no, first and foremost, how can people contact you? If people want to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
So you can just go to BeyondSonny. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's all the same, Beyond, SONNY. You can go ahead and DM me. You can email my press for any press opportunities right there. So yeah, that's how you can get in touch with me, BeyondSonny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, social media. He's social media friendly. Reach out. There you go. All right. So, man, we come to the last question. I've actually enjoyed this video. I mean, I've actually enjoyed this interview. Man, this has been kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate it. It's dope, man. It's dope.
No, like, I really, you know, respect your perspective of things, you know. But man, this is the question that my show is known for, so I'm about to present it to you. What is the one word that best describes you and why?
I would say how long do people usually take to think about their word?
Oh man, brother, I've had people 15 minutes, but don't worry, that's the power of editing.
Okay.
Power of editing.
What would the word be? I'd say human.
Okay.
I would say human. The reason why I would say human is because I think that, you know, I don't want to, if the opportunity ever comes where I do get to a certain kind of platform, I don't want people to think that I'm too disconnected, you know? Like, I'm just like you. I have the same worries that you have. I'm trying to figure out life the same way you're trying to figure out life. Like, all the problems that you probably have, I probably have as well. So I just want people to know that I'm human and I'm trying to figure things out too, and I'm trying to navigate as well.
I'm gonna say student.
Okay.
Man, everything you just said, that's pretty much what a student does. You know, like, you are always learning, you know, always soaking up everything. The way you study may be totally different than someone else study, you know, but you're both trying to learn the same thing. You're both trying to learn the game. You're both trying to, like, take, you know, your career to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So student, I mean, the only way you do that is to learn what's going on and apply what you learn, what you have, what you're doing. and what you're going to do like further on, you know. So student.
I like that, man. I appreciate that. I definitely can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, man,
I love that.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been Word with Ty Brownlow. I've been your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Word with Ty Brownlow, or you can just go to my website, tybrownlow.com. Get this wonderful interview, plus other great interviews. BeyondSonny. Man, brother, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, no problem. Shout out to Chanel and Nikita.
Yes, Nikita.
Nikita, Chanel, shout out to y'all. All right, we out. Peace.